Morning, guys. From Innermetrix Marketing Headquarters. I want to go through this PDF quickly so that I can give you an update from the last conversation we had, which was yesterday on our Zoom call. So you've got here on the front end, you've got the split testing of ads. Split testing of ads are basically like we talked about before. I'll split test for the buckets being starting, maturing, and successful internet business consultants. Each ad will perform. We'll look at the numbers, see which one's the best, throw some money down, and scale them appropriately. Once we go there, everybody goes to the webinar registration page. Now, we talked about yesterday doing 20-minute videos. I think that's probably going to be best, especially to fit you guys' schedules. This allows me also to drop them in since they're pre-recorded. I don't want to rule out, by the way, I don't want to rule out longer webinars. I want to stress this is a fail fast period. I want to build this as quickly as possible, see what works, see what doesn't, and then follow the numbers along each step of the way, from the split test to the webinar to the thank you page to the webinar itself and to the conversions. Wherever there's a weak number, we'll pick it up and we'll do something different to make it grow. It's no different than any other funnel from Tony Robbins on that I've done, and it's a solid method that'll work for us too. So back to the webinar registration. First name, email, register, they're in. Thank you page plus the bonus. The bonus in this case right now is the DV Plus link. I still have to push back a little bit. Not that this is wrong. Let's test it. Let's see what happens. Just like I said before, the DV Plus link could be something at the end they could get, but I do see your point also in the fact that they'll be more educated here once they see it, and maybe be more applicable to purchase as a result of knowing what you're offering as part of the overall consulting plan for the CIC plan. So thank you plus bonus, DV plus link, and then the standard webinar, pre-webinar emails about to start. 1 hour to launch, we are live, and then they're on. 20-minute recordings in EverWebinar. I'll get to EverWebinar in a minute. Essentially, EverWebinar, as I think I said before, is part of Webinar Jam. Webinar Jam did not work for us, unfortunately, even though it's still extremely easy to use as far as webinars are concerned, because I own it. Anytime I try to give admin privileges to anyone else, it fucks up. So we're good with this though. We'll talk about EverWebinar at a later date because there's a couple of things, but what EverWebinar allows us to do is just what we had planned, is take pre-recorded videos, drop them in. It'll look as if it's like a webinar, but we still have full control, and the call to action in the end will take them to the other funnel parts we'll talk about in a minute. Once they get and they watch the webinar, there'll be a replay available, so there will be another email campaign. Watch the replay, a come join us email or welcome email that will welcome them into the Facebook closed group, IMX Consultant University. This area is a closed group, but it's a pool. Since we've already been given permission-based marketing being the key here, we've been given permission to market to them, then this should make it a little easier to convert some of the people that are still slow deciders. This will be a partial library as well of select webinars, select training videos that we decide to put in there, and it won't be the full library. I'll talk about the full library in a minute. But we'll do a standard drip campaign on them, deciding factor, good news, bad news, etc. Subject heads, subject lines, subject to be changed. And then the emails will keep going until probably about 6 or 7 emails. We'll get into the details on that later. So back up to the webinar, the call to action. This is something where I will need some more feedback rather from you guys, because the call to action right now I believe needs 2 things. It needs 2 buttons. Once they say, yep, I'm interested, let's talk more. So there's a button that will take you to Brian's scheduler to schedule a meeting, confirm it, you guys can talk about it, and Brian can convert them. And a sales page. Basically, the sales page should have a short descriptive video, ideally from one of you guys, just of a brief overview about the advantages of being a CIC consultant, with a little bit of copy, but most importantly, in keeping with the idea of Innermetrix being top tier. I think exclusivity is important here as far as marketing is concerned. going with an application form that states at the top, not all applicants will be accepted. They must apply first, and then we'll see if they can get in. I think that's important to do as well. At some point in time, and we can discuss this maybe at a future date, or if you guys already are expecting this, I would love to do a sales page where they basically just enter the credit card information to start and they're ready to go. But then again, it may not be that easy. If we've already pre-vetted them and they're in the part of the webinar, that's one story. But if it's just every Joe Smo, I think it's probably going to be best that you guys vet them first through the application and through the scheduler. Once a successful conversion is made, they also have access to the full library. We'll also give full access to the library to existing CIC members. I think that's going to be important as well. We'll run the gamut on the full library. At least that's how I'm seeing it. You guys will run 20-minute videos on everything from beginner to intermediate to advanced consulting methods. We'll make this a closed library with an exclusive user pass. I think that's probably going to be the only way to do it, so that that's a value-added piece that every consultant will have from new to old. That way, full library is here, partial library for marketing purposes within the closed Facebook group, and maybe even some of those videos may turn around and be applicable for Facebook ads, because we can run Facebook video ads as well. Again, cost being a factor there. Let's see how that runs. All right, guys, give me some feedback on this. Let me know what you think. We'll talk soon.